Hello and welcome. Today we're working in managerial accounting on the full course. We're in chapter 15, which is the introduction to managerial accounting. So if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn, and I teach a lot of accounting. We're working on the full managerial accounting sequence, which is the second half of the semester of a full accounting, principles of accounting, or financial and managerial. So let's get started. Please like, comment, subscribe. And let's do a little teaching here about managerial accounting. Now, you've had a full course on financial accounting, so there are rules in financial accounting. There is GAAP in the United States. There is the FASB, the Financial Accounting Standards Board. In the international accounting world, there is the IFRS, or the International Financial Reporting Standards, and there's the International Accounting Standards Board. Well, lots of rules, and we have to, sometimes the rules change, we do things differently. Well, managerial accounting is much more internal, so therefore it is a cost-benefit analysis. So in managerial accounting, we only report something or prepare a report if the benefit is greater than the cost. So it's for internal use. So the goal in financial accounting is to issue financial statements to the public, the users, the public, and we're always talking about last year, last quarter, last month, things like that. So it's a historical cost. So financial accounting can be thought of as issuing financial statements to the public that are historical. Here's what happened last period. And lots of rules with US GAAP or the International Financial Reporting Standards, or IFRS. Now, managerial accounting is the private information that managers would use, owners would use, and so it's both current information and future information. Doing a budget would be a managerial accounting topic. And then reports for internal decisions. How much does our product cost? Not the entire cost of goods sold, but how much does our product cost individually? We want to know this, but we don't want our competitors to know this. Now, what happens in managerial accounting is we basically think, hey, we're creating these products. So we have three stages of inventory. We start with direct materials or raw materials, and then as we start working on those, it becomes work in process or work in progress, where it's started but not finished. And then when we finish it, everything, then we call this brilliant name finished goods, right? Well, by the name, you know what it is. So finished goods. So I abbreviate everything DM for direct materials. Work in process is WIP, and I always call it work in process. Some people call it WIP. Finished goods is FG. So these are items that are ready to sell. So if we're making wooden furniture, then we start with lumber, and then we start working on it, and then we finish it, and it's ready to sell. So we have three different stages of inventory that it goes through if we're building our product. Now, there are three product costs or manufacturing costs to build every product. It takes three different things, and it takes direct materials, which we know above, right? So it's materials, and then labor, we call it direct labor, and then overhead. So materials is everything that it goes into building the product. Labor is all the labor, all the employees that work on the product. And then overhead is everything else. So it's the factory costs, the depreciation costs on the equipment, the utilities, taxes, any supervisors would be indirect labor, anything like glue or smaller materials would be indirect materials. And so this overhead can be called MOH for manufacturing overhead, or FOH for factory overhead. So see what your book does, and you'll kind of follow that format. Now, a couple of new terms. We already know cost of goods sold, but we're going to build the cost of goods sold, and we're going to have cost of goods manufactured. So let me show you this one chart, the flow of manufacturing costs. A lot of times books don't show it this way, but I think this is very easy, especially if you're going to do journal entries. So you can take a screenshot here. We have three product costs. They're materials, labor, and overhead, and three inventories, materials, work in process, finished goods. So let me scroll right here, and I'll wait just a second. This is a perfect screenshot for you to take, and that way you can reference this. Now let me show you what happens on this. So let me, looks like spaghetti right now to you, and a big diagram that we don't understand. But here is the basic idea, and I've got arrows drawn where we're going to make journal entries. So when you have journal entries, you're going to start with materials. Everything starts with materials. You have beginning materials, and sometimes we'll just abbreviate it as DM, right? Way before direct messages, DM was direct materials. So we have beginning, and then we have purchases. These are all debits. We have a T account. And material is an asset, so therefore it has a debit balance. And then sometimes we use materials, and so if it's a direct material, it goes to work in process. If it's an indirect material, let me use wooden furniture here. The wood would be direct materials. The glue, you're not keeping up with how much glue, how much is each little squirt of glue, how much that costs. You just know that you keep up with, how much glue you use every day or every week or every month, or how many barrels of glue that you have to use or whatever. So that indirect materials goes to overhead. So here's our 3 product costs: materials, and we debit when it comes in and we credit when it goes out. We have labor, direct labor, and we have, for the people that actually work on the product, that's a direct labor. The people that are managerial, supervisory, electricians, maintenance, janitorial, all that would be indirect labor because it's in the factory. So that would be wages payable, and then we have overhead. So overhead would be things like indirect materials, indirect labor, depreciation, utilities, taxes, all this. And all this is actual overhead. And then we have to have an estimate, so we apply overhead. And so what happens here, to build our product, to get started on our product, it takes work in process. We have a beginning work in process. We add materials, labor, and overhead. We have ending, and then what we finish, we call it cost of goods manufactured, and it goes into the finished goods account. So we say we have 3 levels of inventory: raw materials or direct materials, work in process when we get started, not finished, but when we finish it, we move it to finished goods. And then we have, beginning, and then cost of goods manufactured, and then ending, and what we finish, what we sell becomes cost of goods sold. So at this point, we sell our products. We're making our product, we're started but haven't finished, we finished, and then we sell it, becomes cost of goods sold. So this is what shows up on the income statement as an expense. It's a cost of goods sold. So cost of goods manufactured is when we take the 3 products, product costs, materials, labor, and overhead, and we add it to the product. And it only becomes an expense when it is sold. So this level right here, this is an expense to the right. Only expense when the products are sold. Cost of goods sold is the only expense on this chart. Everything else is a product cost. This product cost, this product cost. Here, these 3 product costs increase the inventory work in process, and then it moves to finished goods when we finish it. So this is the big picture. Take a screenshot. This is the big picture, and so when we get to problems, sometimes you get in a problem and say, I don't know where I am, but this will tell us. So if we have materials used, we're going to debit work in process and credit direct materials, and that moves it from the materials account to the work in process account. So I hope this is helpful. Our next video will be working problems in this chapter, and then the next chapter will be job costing, and so we're doing lots of problems, but this is the kind of the frame of reference. This is the why we're doing it, or the big picture of what we're doing, and then all the details will fall into place. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.